We will not leave Syria unless the Syrian government wants us to. Those are the words of a senior advisor to Iran's leader while visiting Moscow. Akbar Velayati was in Russia for talks with the country's president Vladimir Putin over Syria. Velayati's trip to Russia coincided somewhat with the Israeli Prime Minister's visit. Benjamin Netanyahu was pushing Russia into convincing Iran to leave Syria.
Regarding our presence in Syria and how we are present in Syria, we'll definitely act in coordination with Russia and Syria. That coordination does not necessarily conform to Israeli demands.
Observers, even in the West, acknowledge that Israel's argument regarding Iran's presence in Syria is flawed for a number of reasons. First, Iran is in Syria at the request of the Syrian government. Second, Syria is a sovereign state and has the final say on who must stay on its soil and who must leave.
The only reason why Russia would even entertain the possibility of Iranian withdrawal is the fact that the Russian government wants to be seen as somewhat of a negotiation partner on the international level with the United States. I don't actually believe that Moscow is serious about wanting to pressure Iran into leaving the Syrian conflict, because indeed, as has already been mentioned, both Russia and definitely Iran have been invited by the legitimate government of the Syrian Arab Republic.
Syria says it will not allow anyone, even Russia and Iran, to make decisions for the Arab country. If that is the case, Israel's judgment regarding Russia's role in Syria is flawed as well. Israeli officials believe Russia calls the shots in Syria and it can force Iran out of the country or force Damascus into making decisions as desired by Moscow. The Kremlin has on a couple of occasions said Syria will not heed calls by other countries if they do not serve its national interests.
In the Western media outlets, there is a lot of hope, let's say, and a lot of joy always about every sort of possible hope that Russia would bend the knee, so to say, to the Western pressure groups. But I don't believe that it is actually going to happen.
Syria aside, Iran's adversaries, including the US, accused Tehran of interfering in Iraq. Iran deployed military advisors to Iraq to help the country in its fight against the Daesh terror group. That is also with the consent of the Iraqi government. Iraq has defeated Daesh and the group no longer controls major territory there. Western countries admit that Iran played a key role in defeating Daesh in both Syria and Iraq.
Even American sources, American military analysts admit that one of the most important commanders that helped defeat Daesh in Iraq was General Qasem Soleimani, the general of the Al-Quds force of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard.
In his visit to Moscow, Velayati noted that Iranian military advisors will remain in Syria and Iraq to prevent the resurgence of the terror organization and other armed groups that aim to destabilize the two Arab countries.